Hi guys, welcome back. It's been a while since the Humvee. It's next model time. And long story short, I went to Los Angeles last week with the wife, with the last of the PPI that I bought me other model kits, you know, the Battlestar and the Fiesta. I found a beautiful model shop in about 2 miles from where I was staying in Santa Monica. Stayed at Santa Monica Boulevard off Lincoln, around the corner from Pico. About a mile away, maybe a mile and a half away, I found a model shop on it called Evett's on Ocean Park Boulevard, just before you hit 17th Street. Beautiful model shop, stocking models from like the 1960s to modern day. So if you ever do get to Santa Monica, pop to Evett's. Really good shop. Anyway, here's my next model. As you can see, is the Dark Knight Rises Catwoman Batpod in the 1/18 scale. I've never met a 1/18 scale model so far, so I thought, you know what, I'm going to pick it up. Beautiful picture of the Catwoman from the film itself. Basically, all box art, all the same all the way around. Here's the Batpod, so you can see it's from Moebius. You can see all the Batpod assembled with the Catwoman figure. You can get this in 1/25 scale with the Batman figure, but as it was only say $5 extra, I thought I'd get the 1/18 scale. Only 3 sprues to this though. First sprue there, you can see I've cut some off to do that bit of construction. Second sprue with various bits and bobs for the side. It's all mounted in, it's all casted in black plastic. Third sprue, again a few more bits and bobs. You've got the rims for the tumbler wheels. Last but not least, tumbler wheels themselves have been casted in rubber. And then the Catwoman figure, as you can see, is in 2 legs, 2 arms, the torso and the headpiece itself. Where's the headpiece? There's the headpiece. You can see the hairpiece is on there. Then you've got a face and goggles. So I'm going to spray the Catwoman figure on the plans, as you can see when it comes to doing it. I'm going to spray the body and the torso and the arms in black primer, and then the grey primer for the headpiece, so I can do the rest by hand. And as you can see also, the plans are fairly straightforward. You get the Catwoman as well, and you get a colour guide as well. But that's it, there it is. Again, if you're ever in Santa Monica, pop to Evett's. Really good model shop. And that's all I got for the time being, guys. Stay with me. Right guys, construction has started on the Batpod, on the main chassis part. And as you can see, it is just over 11 centimetres long at the moment. Compared to when it's all put together, it will be over 8 inches long according to the box art. I'll start on the engine halves here, right and left. Some mounting pegs inside. You will have to cut those mounting pegs down about 2 or 3 millimeters for the sandwich, for them to sandwich together. Once those are glued, you've got the right and left half of the chassis, which again will sandwich together, including the engine. You'll have some mounting connectors, and then you sandwich that, and then oil tank and actuator. Then you got this front section here, which is this section here. It's like a rod, and a square rod, and then 2 connecting tubes, which again, like the engines, will have to be sandwiched. Now as you can see, they're at an angle. You glue those into place with these shock absorbers and the braces. They will take a bit to get in, especially that brace underneath there, because I don't know if you can see this, it actually sits underneath. You have to put it under, you have to like put it at an angle, and then it'll slip into place, and then you put some glue around the mounting section. Once that's done, you've got then this front chassis suspension arm, and it does give you a warning. You've got to make sure this part is vertical, because it connects onto another part which houses, I think it might be for the leg and the foot controls, but I haven't glued that section in. I've just pushed it through because it tells you just to push it through, so it's not glued. As you can see, I can move it up and down and backwards and forwards, but not much in construction. Doesn't look like it, but like I said, there are a few small parts, so that is where I'm sitting at the moment, on the actual Batpod chassis. Doesn't look much, but there is a fair whack of construction there. Stay with me, guys. Alright guys, right, welcome back. Construction continues on the Batpod. As you can see, I've done a bit more construction on the actual chassis. I'll start with the seat here, which glues onto the engine cover. On the C brace, I could call it, you've got the two knee rests, as you can see. After that, I did this back section here on the rear axle, you could say. Basically, it's you can see from the plans, you get that back plate that I had loose, and you glue the footrest onto it, a foot plate as well, a foot tube. Then you got the coolant tack on the back of that plate, and then where was it? Yeah, then you got the brake that sits on this rod that glues onto the plate tube, the axle. You've got two little square tabs that go into there, so you push that in, and you've got two little square things that go underneath here with these square tabs. You push that in, and the brake sits in the actual foot accelerator assembly, as you can see, just below my thumb, along with the footrest tube where the heels go. Quite niggly to get it set right, because there was very small parts. And then after that, I then did the munition pods that sit on the front of the axle with a wheel, which would be about here. I put the rods and the caps on for the guns. Then you got the CO2 cylinder. Now what you should do, I glued it in first and then primed it in black. What you should do is prime the assembly in black, then paint it in silver, as you can see, and then put the CO2 tube in, because I had to get right in with my brush, and then I had to touch it up with a black. I've also done the nozzles in silver as well. On the inside I've done it silver as well. It's not quite finished yet because that headlight there has got to paint it in white. I've got to paint a little bit of white on there for the headlight. I've also done the other side as well, again with the CO2 tube, painted all that in silver and then touched up with the black, and silver with the gun nozzles as well. You've got a brake disc there, as you can see. Now, talking about brake discs, on the rear assembly here, you've got your brake disc there. You need to put that at a slight angle, as it says to do it on the plans. Putting the chassis aside, then you've got the Catwoman herself. And basically what I did is I ran the neck area, I blasted that in white primer. Once the white primer had dried, I masked it off with a bit of masking tape, and then blasted the whole catsuit, after I'd assembled her of course, without the headpiece, and blasted that in the Games Workshop Citadel black. Then I took the tape off where the white was, and then I did it in the flesh. Now, as you can see, just there's a nasty seam where the headpiece is joined into the neck. I'm not really bothered about that, to be honest. I mean, some of you might want to sand that off before you glue it in. But like I said, I did it. Like I said, did all the neck piece in the flesh, and then topped it up around the neck area of a catsuit in the black. I also, before I glued the headpiece in, I blasted the headpiece and the hair in the white primer, and then I got my flesh colour, which is number 61 in the Humbrol acrylic,
and just went all the way around the eye, the eyepiece, and in the flesh, and the top of her head there in the flesh. Then I did the hair in brown, which is the number 26, like I did the Humvee in, as you can see. I've just done it on the inside of the neck piece, as well, where you glue it on for the neck piece, because you can see underneath there it is brown. Took 2 coats to get it streaked with the hair as it goes down. Then I did the eyepiece itself, the goggles I should say, not eyepiece. Now what I probably should have done was painted the goggles first, then done the flesh colour to tidy up, because I had a bit of tidying up to do. I don't know if you can make that out. You can just make that out there, the blue for the actual lights on her goggles. Just put a bit of blue on there. Now as the lips go, they're not perfect. The lips are in red. I painted the lips in red and tidied it up with the flesh colour. Now it's not perfect, but it's not too bad. It'll have to do, because I don't want it looking like Joker. It took me about 2 or 3 goes to get that as good as it is. Then finally, on the construction, you've got the handlebars and the accelerator and the brake assembly there. 3 pieces, or 4 pieces. You had the arm guard. They're not finished yet because I've got to paint the arm guards in silver. Then you had the handlebars, I should say. Sorry for the stuff, it's pausing. Handlebars. Then you got the armrest, which you glue down as well. And then you got the hand grips for the accelerator and the brake, which glue into the tabs on the end of the again pausing handlebars. Put them at an angle slightly, because there's a hole inside there. Then I've shot that in the Chaos Black primer, and then I've done the actual brake levers in silver, and those would slot into the holes on her hands, as you can see. But that is when I'm sitting at the moment, guys. Stay with me.